To make sure you are classroom ready. That's why we launched an in-depth series to help you navigate the new school year. Right now, the focus is school safety, the fear many face, an active shooter situation. Investigator Bill Spencer is here. Bill, there are devices out there to keep intruders out of the classrooms, keeping our students and our faculty and staff members safe.
Yeah, and we did a real in-depth study on some of these devices. We wanted to find out if they actually work, how they work, and how well they work. And so these are several of them. This one, for example, is called the Rampart. Now, schools, most schools have they're ordered to keep their classroom doors locked. But in case they're not, just in case they're not, or even if they are locked, these devices help beef up the security of that door. So this device, for example, it works pretty simply.
How does it work?
Well, you take it and you extend.
This was the door. The door would be right here.
Yeah, and you would extend the arm out, place this on the floor like that, and then this goes right up underneath
the door knob.
The door handle, the doorknob. Exactly right. And it's it looks. You know, when I first saw it, I thought this thing looks kind of flimsy. You know, it's aluminum.
You're right.
It's not that expensive. It's about a $75 item, and yet it held up beautifully. I mean, we had a U.S. Secret Service agent, a huge guy, Jim Napolitano, who I've seen in the past push himself through a wall when we were doing another story. But he's a powerful guy anyway. You can imagine. He was slamming himself into the door. He could not defeat this device. That's one of them. This other device looks a lot beefier. It's the same concept, though. This is called the Securador, and it works the same way. It's got an adjustable pin that you pull out and you adjust. Again, adjust the bracket. That's the door. Yep.
Doorknob.
Doorknob. You pull this out like this, and then you lock it into place by pushing this handle down. And it essentially does the same thing that the Rampart does. It's just, it looks a lot sturdier. This is supposed to sustain up to 3,000 pounds of pressure.
Force.
Yeah, and we tested out, and yes, it worked beautifully. Jim couldn't even budge that one. Here's a couple of other devices. These are called the sleeve. Now, these are more for those school doors that have the flexing V-shaped hinge at the top of the door.
I think our studio door has that.
Yeah, exactly right. Not too many homes have that, so I don't know if it would work in your house. If you do have doors like that, it would work. But essentially,
you slip that over.
Yeah, you slide this device over the V-shaped hinge. The arms. You're right. The V-shaped arms at the top of the door. This is only made, though, for school doors that open out, not in. Not in. There has to be a door that opens out.
So almost like an exterior door.
Almost like an exterior door. Exactly right. Again, we tested it out. Worked beautifully. I mean, we couldn't budge the thing, even with Jim and his 230 pounds of muscle hitting it.
A big guy,
It didn't happen.
You know, it's awesome that you've had the opportunity to put these into action, to see them work, but you also know from stories that these have saved lives, not these specific devices, but ones similar.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, in Oxford, Michigan, the Oxford High School shooting, tragic, some kids lost their lives, but many of the doors in that building had a door blocking device, not these right here, but a different door blocking device that simply locked into the floor, and it utilized a pin that you had essentially on the hanging next to the classroom door, and all the teacher had to do was grab that pin, insert it into the bracket in the floor that's built into the floor, and it would stop the door from being opened
very quickly. They could do that. He or she could do that quickly.
In a couple of seconds. A couple of seconds, just run up, grab the pin, stick it into the floor, and there it is. And that saved lives. The cops in that case said that device definitely saved kids' lives because the shooter couldn't get into those rooms where this device was deployed. So these things do work. They're important. And one of the biggest takeaways for our audience is all of these devices can be used on your home as well. You can find them online. And again, they range anywhere from about $20 for the cheapest device up to just about $100.
So there's a variety.
So there's a whole variety of different door blockers, and that's what you would search online, is just door blockers. So you can protect your house as well. In fact, at my house, we have the secure door like this that we put in each night and put it underneath the door handle, right, to protect us from, invaders, from home, somebody who would do a home invasion. Even if they were to defeat our locks on the door, they're not going to get through this thing.
A lot of good information. I know you covered this extensively. All of this information plus that report will be on our website, clicktohouston.com.